Hey guys.
Womp womp.
Almost at it.
Hello. All right, now I'm on. Hey guys, thanks for coming out. I know you guys are here to see and talk to Justin, but and play with him. But I just wanted to give a little intro to me and to ASUS and ROG and what we do and why we're here. So, as you can see, we've got a bunch of demos set up. I want to kind of walk you through kind of what we're doing here. So, within each one of these systems, you're going to see a few different types of things. Each system is kind of focused on different types of games. The more powerful PCs are going to play the more powerful games, except for Street Fighter. And then we got the laptops in back that are more geared towards the laptop gaming. If you guys aren't familiar with our products, ASUS Republic of Gamers, we are one of the oldest gaming PC brands. And you'll find at each one of these stations, these are all of our newest systems. So the newest Intel processors, Coffee Lake H. You've got our 1080 setups in the desktops. And then we've got everything from our newest laptop, which is our super thin and light, which is up here. It's got a full desktop 1070 in it and super thin, so great for traveling. One of the things that kind of brings all this together is what we call Aura Sync, which is our RGB lighting. That setup right there on the left with Overwatch you can sync pretty much all your colors together, whether you want the full RGB spectrum or just single colors. And then the last thing that I wanted to talk about is, if you guys are part of the ROG, team, we have this rewards program that we just started back in December. It's called the ROG Elite Rewards Program. Check it out, rogarena.com. And with that, I'll just hand it over to these guys. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. What's up, everybody? I am Josh Soleil, and next to me is the legendary Justin Wong. Like this man, yeah, right? He needs no introduction.
No, I just play Street Fighter.
Just
I just play video games.
So I want to start from the beginning of your life, of your career. What was your first introduction to gaming?
My first introduction to gaming was Nintendo, Super Mario Brothers,
Yeah.
and also when we go out to Chinatown, my grandma used to take me to an arcade called Chinatown Fair, where I was able to play Street Fighter 2 Hyper Fighting.
Were they taking quarters back then or nickels?
Quarters, man. New York is expensive, man. Like they definitely had to do. It wasn't even 1 quarter. It was 50 cents.
50 cents?
Yeah.
I had a nickel arcade next to my house, so I played
Chicago.
No, Bay Area.
Oh, Bay Area.
So we played Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with nickels. It was insane.
I'm so jealous.
So that's awesome. So Super Smash Bros. Grandma took you to the fair for the video game. What was that like your first introduction to competitive gaming as well?
No, the first time I had competitive gaming was it was actually an accident.
Wow.
Like I was playing. I just wanted to go to the arcade at 10 a.m. because there was no such thing as owning a console back in the day. Yeah. There's no training mode. You had to go to the arcade to play, and usually I'm the first person to go to the arcade. But there was just a big squad outside, and I was like, "Why is everyone here? Is this today lucky day?" And then they're like, "Oh, we're going to this tournament in New Jersey called East Coast Championships 5. It's at an arcade called At the Break." And I was like, "All right, I want to check it out." And that was actually my first time entering a tournament there for Marvel's Capcom 1 and Street Fighter 3 Third Strike.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, did you try apply for a job at this arcade to see if you could maybe get a discount on the arcade systems?
No, I didn't apply because it was everyone that worked there was pretty old. I would say around past their 20s.
Yeah.
And I'm just 14, 15 at the time. So I was like, there's no way. I asked. I was like, can I be the token kid?
Yeah.
I was like, I'll get these guys to spend some money. But they're like, no, I can never get a job there. So I was pretty sad.
Oh, well, that's awesome. So do you remember who your first competitive counterpart was, where you're just I need to beat this person, this gamer just keeps crushing it?
Oh yeah, it was this really old school player. His name is Eddie Lee, and he literally is the best, right? He killed me. There was one time I definitely lost 30 straight, and I just thought, damn, I suck. I actually, because before that I thought I was the best because in my school I was the best in my school. So you know how when you say you're the best in your block,
yeah.
best in your neighborhood, and then you go outside that region, Yeah, that's where I went, and I got washed. I got washed by Eddie Lee.
30 in a row. So how did you overcome that? You were like, what, 14, 15
Like,
at the time?
this time I was like 13, 14-ish.
How does a 13 or 14-year-old overcome defeat after 20 or 30 in a row?
I actually was never able to beat him in Marvel's Capcom 1.
Yeah.
But when Marvel's Capcom 2 came out, it was a brand new game, fresh start, and that's where I was able to like conquer him at this game. But any game that he played before me, I was never able to beat him.
Wow. Dang, so he still holds the title over you.
He does. He's a League of Legends player now.
Okay, great.
So maybe I can get him now because he's rusty.
So throughout your, I guess, childhood, you had to travel to big tournaments like in Chicago and California. Like, were your parents supportive of this? Like, how did you juggle that?
Oh, I didn't tell my parents anything.
You lied to them?
I definitely lied to them. Asian families, man, they don't play. They actually don't play. I definitely told them, oh, I'm going to my friend's house in New Jersey, and you know, there was no cell phones back in the day, so they can't caller ID me.
You can like find my iPhone.
Right.
You're in Chicago. What are you doing?
They can't caller ID me. So I definitely lied to them for like 10 years that I did like competitive gaming or traveling around the world to play gaming. So it was a pretty shocker. I see you're with your dad maybe, so don't do that. You know, don't do that.
What do you remember the day that you like came out to them like, hey guys, I've been competitive gaming for like 15 years?
Came out.
Yeah.
No, so it was actually
in terms of gaming.
It was actually by accident. They saw me on TV.
What?
And they're like, why are you on this TV show or whatever? So that's where I had to like tell them the truth about like what I have been doing for like the last like 9 years.
Oh my God, what did they say?
They were just like, oh, you know, I can't believe you lied and blah blah blah. Like, are you sure you're able to do this for a living? And I was like, I don't know, we'll see. But I already left. Like, I don't even like. This is when I'm already in California, so they can't even catch me anyway. Like, I'm gone.
Well, you're just like, yeah, mom, like this is how much money I won,
Yeah,
and
I'm
just
gone.
like, what?
Yeah, I was gone, so they couldn't really yell at me or, you know, like take out the belt.
That's take out the belt.
Yeah, they couldn't do any of that.
Well, that's awesome. I'm sure they're super proud. They've been super proud of you and are still super proud of you. What was the transition like going from playing for fun, just like in school, to like competitive gaming?
I think it was really hard because when you're playing for fun, you're literally only playing for yourself, right? Mm-hmm. But when you're playing with like something online, like when you're playing for a team, I feel like there's like a little like stress behind there because you don't want to like disappoint them, or you don't want people to like be like, oh, I see, like you should never pick up this player, and etc. Like, you know, the internet's a very mean place, right? Yeah. So you have to have like really thick skin. Mm-hmm. And I think when you're just playing for fun, you can have like, you know, you could say things like you can make like 1,001 excuses, right? Yeah. I have school, you know, I have to walk my dog, I have to do all this stuff, and so yeah, this is just for fun. But when you're finally playing for serious, then it's a lot harder to make excuses.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Now, when you were in school and competing, did you ever like try and use that as a way to like go on a date with women? Like, hey, you know, I'm the best in the school. Like, you want to go on a date with me?
Oh, I definitely did that.
Yeah.
I definitely, my prom date was like, oh yeah, I can't go to prom, you know, I'm broke. And I was like, all right, if I win this tournament, I got you.
Yeah?
Yeah, so I definitely won the tournament, and then we went to prom together.
That's awesome. Then did your prom understand like the whole gaming aspect, or like what?
No.
Yeah?
She was like, I don't know how you make money from playing video games. And I was like, don't worry, I just have to win this tournament, we good.
We're good, it's gonna be good. I'll take it to Olive Garden, it's gonna be good. That's awesome. So continuing on, do you remember the first tournament you ever won, and what was that feeling like?
I would say the first, man, I don't remember the arcade, but the first tournament I ever won was this like random arcade in Brooklyn. Yeah. It was, I think it was called Funtime USA. Yeah. Funtime USA, right?
So like, yep.
Right, and they had a Marvel's Capcom 2 tournament, and first place was $100 worth of tokens.
Whoa.
And I'm like, I'm never gonna go back to this arcade. But Chinatown Fair uses tokens,
Yeah.
so you could kind of use their tokens to their tokens. So I kind of ruined the currency in Chinatown. Like it was like, why are there so many Funtime USA tokens? So I started selling these tokens. I started selling like 5 tokens for $1.
What?
And I mean, yeah, that was kind of mean of me. But
That's so smart. That's such a smart business move.
I mean, once you're in New York, you born here. That's all about hustling here.
It's all about hustling.
Yeah.
Now, what was your training like? I'm sure it's different now, but when you were in school, what was your training like to get into those tournaments?
Pretty much after school, I go to the arcade like 3 to 5, and then on the weekends I literally stayed from like 10 to close.
Whoa.
So that was like my only like type of training I had, because there was no internet, there was no YouTube, there was no live streaming for people to like kind of like copy. So
Yeah.
it was literally about, depending on your competition, the arcade, that's what you can learn, or if you want to like learn everything else by yourself.
Yeah. So did your parents know you were at these arcades after school and over the weekends?
Oh yeah, they know I'm at the arcades because like they're the ones that brought me there in the first place.
Yeah.
But they just don't know that I traveled outside the arcades.
Gotcha. Now you could like take an Uber to the arcade. You don't need your parents to take you around.
Oh yeah.
Which is really
You could just walk or take the bus.
Yeah.
Bus or train. It's really cheap here.
That's awesome. So would your first out of state tournament was in Chicago?
I mean, does New Jersey or Philadelphia
Oh, I guess
count?
New Jersey,
I mean,
Philadelphia.
They're kind of close to each other.
Yeah. I guess the first time you've traveled, like the farthest you traveled outside of the East Coast,
Oh, it's like Chicago.
would be Chicago.
Yeah.
Tell us a little about that tournament.
It was called the Midwest Championships. I took a Greyhound.
Yeah.
It was like a 16-hour bus.
How old were you?
I was 15.
15.
Yeah. but I went with one of my arcade friends.
Cool.
So it was a 16-hour bus. I'm like, man, this is a long bus ride.
Did you have a Game Boy with you?
Maybe a CD player.
CD player. Okay,
You know.
cool. Cool.
CD player, probably the Pokemon theme song just
Yes.
in there, or a mixed CD.
Big CD.
And it was a really long bus ride. We sat all the way in the back, and when we got there, one of my friends that used to live there, Flo, he picked me up from the airport, from the Greyhound station, and then took us to the Nickel City arcade. I was like, wow, nickels, right? It's like quarters.
There you go, nickels.
I fell in love. I was like, I mean, I want to stay here forever because it's nickels. Yeah, I could play 5 games.
Yeah.
For 1 quarter,
Mhm.
man, you can't even do that in Chinatown Fair. Really, you could barely play 1 game.
They were scalping you, man.
So I went there, and they had. That's where I first met Alex Valle there to play some Marvel's Capcom 2.
Yeah.
And it was just really fun, just because it was the first time where it was like a perfect meeting ground for the West Coast and the East Coast, and I was like one of the only East Coast representatives there, and there was like so many West Coast players and so many Chicago players, and I had to play against all of them, and it was really fun.
That's
Because
amazing.
I didn't think about winning, I just wanted to just play.
Yeah.
So it was just a really good feeling that I could play so many different people outside of my arcade.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, during that time, did you have anyone you looked up to? Like, man, like this person is the top of the tier. I want to be like them.
Just Eddie Lee.
Yeah, Eddie
just
Lee.
because he's the one that really like always bodied me at the arcades, right? So I would say he was like the main person I want to always like beat, or just like always place higher than him.
Are you guys friends now?
Yeah, well, we always been.
Okay,
Yeah, we're
cool,
always
cool.
friends
Great,
now.
great.
I'm just saying like even like during competition, like that was like my goal.
Yeah. I love, see, talking about the FGC, if you guys aren't sure, fighting game community, I love how you can compete against people, and it can be super, you know, passionate, but you're still friends. You still like support each other in the end.
Mm-hmm.
What was your first introduction to the fighting game community?
First introduction to fighting game community. I would say I just showed up to the arcade and I was just losing left and right.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to Eddie, to Arturo, like they literally all ran like they just destroyed me. Like so, just like playing them, that was, I would say that's like my first introduction to like the New York fighting game community,
That's
because
awesome.
I didn't know there was a fighting game community.
Yeah. Now you are sponsored now, and you've been sponsored for a while. How did that like relationship come to be, and what was your reaction to that?
It was actually by accident. Like the first
Yeah?
time I was sponsored was 2010 by Evil Geniuses,
Mm-hmm.
and I was actually on the World Cyber Games reality show, right? I literally came out from the reality show, like, because you can't keep your phones. Like I was like phoneless for like a month, so I don't know what's going on in the world.
Yeah.
Right, and then like I finally get out. I'm tired. You know, I probably only slept like 3 hours a day during this whole 1 month of shooting because it's really strict.
Yeah.
And my friend Marn was like, hey, we have a dinner meeting right now. And I was like, what do you mean a dinner meeting right now? He's like, I'm about to get you paid. And I was like, what? And then we went to dinner with like the CEO of Evil Genius at the time. And then, you know, he was like, oh, we want you to play for our team. And I was like, what is this? Like, I didn't even know what it meant, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, because we didn't know, like, we just still thought it's still a hobby. So then I was like, oh, this guy, this team wants to pay me to wear his shirt. All right. And then from there, you know, I was always been a sponsored player. And then I went from Evil Geniuses into now Echo Fox.
Yeah.
So it's been just pretty much a blast.
That's amazing. So would you say your first Evo was 2002, or would you play before that?
Before Evo 2002, the tournaments were called the B series.
Yes.
So I was at B5.
B5.
Yeah. Before it became Evo.
And then Evo 2002 came to be, and you won. That
Yeah.
was tell us about that.
It was that's a very controversial year.
Yeah.
Because it was at UCLA, and they were running really, really late.
Yeah.
So the finals of the game was Mars Capcom 2, and I was in the winner's side, like in grand finals, and Evo just said, you know what, we don't have time left. It's a 1-game final.
What?
1-game final.
One game? They just dropped that on you?
Yeah. So you know, at the time, I'm like, I'm from the East Coast.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm thinking like these West Coast guys, they're really trying to like take me. They really want West Coast to win. I really thought that. Like but you could ask anybody, any OG East Coast person, they will say the same thing. Like,
Yeah.
these guys are shady.
Oh my
right?
gosh.
So I was like, okay, whatever. So I still won even though I had like the handicap of like they just have to win like 1 game.
One game.
So then it was just like I was just really mad. Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sure I would be too. I'd
that's
be
what
like,
that's what I'm
excuse me.
saying. It was a controversial year.
Yeah. What were your emotions like? Were you shaking? Were you just like, I got 1 game to do this?
No, I was just mad because so like because before that the game before Mars Capcom 2 was called Capcom vs SNK 2. It's like one of the slowest games in the world.
Yeah.
And their finals was 4 out of 7.
Ooh.
Right.
That's a long one.
That's a 4 out of 7.
Yeah.
So it's really long. It probably lasted like 3 hours. And you know what? Mars Capcom 2, 1 game.
One
and
game.
I was like, what? That's crazy. So I was pretty upset.
Yeah. If you were to look back, and now this is going to be a hard question, if you were to look back of your entire career, what would be the thing you're most proud of?
I would say maybe GameStop Street Fighter 4 because I think when GameStop announced the Street Fighter 4 national tournament, it actually got a lot of people that didn't know that there was a tournament thing. Like people growing up, they know what Street Fighter is, right? You probably played it in your local laundromat or local arcade.
Yeah.
You know, you've seen it in like movies and shows now. Like everyone knows who, like I would say they're pretty iconic, Ryu, Ken, Chun-Li. So when GameStop had that national tournament, so many people just wanted to try it out and play.
Yeah.
And it made it such a big thing where from 2008, Evo was like really small, maybe under maybe under 2,000 players. It was really, really small. I was like, man, it's done. But 2009 came up, that boost was so crazy. Like everyone came, everyone wanted to go to Evo, everyone wanted to play Street Fighter now. And I was like, wow, it's really crazy. So I would say winning that tournament like got me like super popular because it was like everyone like knew about that tournament. Everybody entered that tournament. Also, everybody wanted to attend Evo and watch finals, and that's when the first Evo live stream came about as well. So it was pretty big.
Was there a huge shift in your career after winning that? Like, did you notice people coming up to you saying, "Oh my God, I know about you"?
That, and that's also when I just like got sponsored like right after that.
Yeah, right after that.
Like, and also gave me like the credentials to go on like a reality gaming show as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would thank like a lot to the GameStop Street Fighter 4 tournament.
Let's talk about that reality game show. Like, go into details about that. What was it like to film? Like, not have your phone on you for how many months?
I love my phone. Like, my phone is my best friend.
Yeah.
Like, I need my phone. So I didn't have a phone. We had Hot Pockets every day.
Whoa, every day.
It was really bad. I mean, because literally we had to film from like 6 a.m. all the way to like 11 p.m.
Oh my gosh.
Right? Because it's a reality show.
It's a reality show.
Cameras following you around everywhere.
Eating Hot Pockets.
Yeah, and then we had to do like reality challenges, and then also doing like game challenges, and also like chilling in like the house, having like those little random side conversations. it was really long. Like the process was like super stressful,
Yeah.
super long, and I was very tired.
Did you ever blow up on camera?
No, I never got mad. It's
Nice.
really hard for me to blow up on camera.
That's good. That's good.
But I mean, I crashed a car.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't blow up, but I crashed a car.
Yeah, but people in New York can't drive. Like we don't need to drive. We literally don't need to drive. We just take train and bus everywhere. So oh yeah, you have to drive this race car into this race course, pretending it's like a real life racing game. And I was like, well, all right. We'll see what happens. And yeah, I got excited because I was like, oh, I finally did it. And then at the end, like what do you call those? The pedestals, right?
Yeah.
The goal, the finishing goal.
Uh-huh.
I definitely smashed into one of them, and the whole set fell down.
Cut the cameras. There's
Yeah, it's actually on YouTube if you guys want to check it out.
Everyone will do that right after 100%. I'm gonna do that too.
But be fair, the windshield was pitch black.
Oh, well, that's
right,
not fair.
Right, pitch black. So they were promoting a camera, and there was a camera on here, and then it's like attached to the top of the hood.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a third party, right? I'm not really first person viewing, so there might be some lag in between the middle. So maybe I would say that's like part of the reason why I crashed the car as well. So just throwing it out there.
I would say it's because you've been eating Hot Pockets for a whole month.
Maybe.
You didn't have the clear vision.
Maybe. I actually after that, I never ate Hot Pockets ever again.
Yeah.
I'm just tired of Hot Pockets.
I don't blame you at all. So if you're ever looking for a gift to get Justin, Hot Pockets.
No, never get me Hot Pockets. I don't want Hot Pockets at all.
Would you ever do a reality show again?
I would.
Yeah?
It's fun. Like they're doing a new one on E-League
Yeah.
called Challengers, so I just watched that, and it made me miss like being on a reality show just because it's fun. And I think now, because I would say when I first was on it on 2010, I was pretty shy.
Yeah.
I would say now I would start a lot of drama. I watched too much reality shows like Jersey Shore, stuff like that. Like I understand. I understand what people want, so I give it to them.
I'd give it all. I'd crash all the cars.
Yeah.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, 7 EVO tournament winners? 7? I think so, yeah? You're not correcting me? So I'm going to be all right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, let's go with 7.
Okay.
What is it like to have all of those wins under your belt and to be, like I would say, the top tier a gamer?
I'll be honest, I actually never think about that.
Yeah?
I never really care for it. I actually just think it's like another tournament.
Yeah.
But I think because most of the titles, or pretty much all titles, are all Marvel related. I felt like I already like done that, so it's like a rinse and repeat to me.
Yeah.
Like I rather win an Evo title for a different game, just because I never done it before.
Yeah.
So that's more of my main focus. So I would be more proud of that. But I definitely was proud of winning Evo 2014 for Marvel's Capcom 3, just because everyone, like I was like the underdog because I played a team that was unconventional to the current meta. So everyone was cheering for me on that one. So that made me feel really, really happy that I was able to pull that off.
Yeah. Have you ever wanted to try and like do Smash Bros or something like that? Something like that's out of the realm of...
You know what the problem with that is that since I never grew up with a console, in order for me to play Smash Brothers, I went to like the Toys R Us to play on the kiosk machines.
Yeah, I remember that.
You know, so that's where I played Smash Brothers. So I never really like played it seriously or like took like Melee seriously. I played Brawl, but I mean it kind of died. So I always wanted to play Smash just because I love the community, I love their scene. It's really hype, it's really exciting, and I just think like the way the crowd just gets into it is the best.
Yeah,
definitely the best.
Definitely agree with that. My first Evo was last year, and it was insane.
Yeah.
So your biggest competitor Smash is probably like a 5-year-old kid at Toys R Us, you'd say.
Maybe, but I was also 5 at the time when I went to Toys R Us as well, so I might have been the kid.
That's awesome. So, how do you deal with adversity you said the chat, like online chats are like super, kind of toxic. How do you deal with that adversity?
I just don't read it.
You just don't read it?
Yeah, I just don't read the chat. I don't really care for it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the people that really support you, they'll tell you in person. Yeah. Right. So, it's nice to have like your feeds blowing up and everything. But when it comes down to it, I think like a lot of your fans will appreciate what you do in terms of like being there in person, telling you like, oh, I love your videos and everything, or just like Just like or when they show up, or when they tweet to you about how like I got into the fighting games because of you, because of your videos. So I would say those are like the best. It's better having those than reading like 1,000 comments of like you suck.
Yeah, you're inspiring.
Yeah.
Inspiring people is way better than knowing that people are not happy with you.
Yeah.
What has been the best compliment you've received from a fan? We can come back to that too if you want.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe, you know, I would have never played fighting games if I didn't see your videos.
Yeah.
I felt like that's like the most common answer I usually get. So I would say let's go for that.
Let's go for that one. What is the harshest criticism you've had from someone that that inspired you or that you look up to?
Probably like a lot of my friends always nitpick me after a match.
Yeah.
Telling me like, oh, you know, you could have done this, you could have done that. I'm like, damn, can I get like a 5-minute break before you go into like the harsh criticism afterwards?
Yeah, give me some time to breathe.
I would say that's like the harshest I would get, just because they're like my friends and they're trying to tell me what to do like right after.
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe if it was like 5 minutes or 10 minutes later, I would not be as angry. But if it's like literally a couple seconds after, I'll be pretty
you're so emotional and it's so alive. If you can go back in time to any of your tournaments, would you replay any of them?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would,
and which one?
I would replay Evo 2009.
Yeah.
Finals, because my friend told me not to pick a certain character, and so I didn't pick him for like at least 50% of the way. And then when I finally picked Balrog, I was able to do so much better and close it out to the final round. So if it wasn't for him, maybe it would have been different.
Would have been different.
So yeah.
He shall not be named.
Yeah.
So so obviously the training for Evo, I'm sure you play nonstop. What is it like to get ready for a big stage like that?
It's actually kind of harder now because there's so many more events. It's like literally like if you want to be in the finals for like the Capcom Pro Tour, you have to like travel to so many events, almost week to week, and you don't really get that much time to prepare to even practice for Evo. So usually, let's say there's an event like 2 weeks, like Evo's 2 weeks away. I would just like not go to any of those the last 2 weeks and just focus only on practicing for Evo. Yeah. But even then, it's still a risk because you don't want to like lose your position in terms of points to get in the Capcom Cup Grand Finals.
That makes sense. Now, when you're not practicing for these tournaments, on your downtime, what do you like to do that gets your like mind, you know, refocused? Do you do anything other than that?
Oh yeah, I watch anime.
Yeah, yeah.
I love anime.
You watch Attack on Titan?
I mean, it's overrated.
What?
It's overrated.
Shots fired.
It's overrated. But yeah, I watch a lot of anime, and I like to watch like a lot of like shows just because, you know, you just want to like let your brain rest, right? So you don't want to like focus on like reading frame data, focus on like matchups. You just kind of want to just like have some like relaxed time for yourself. So I like to like just literally just go on the couch, turn on the Xbox or PS4, done. I'm in there. Yeah.
What games are you currently playing now that you're not getting geared up for the tournament?
I only play Street Fighter.
Only Street Fighter. Yeah. Not even God of War?
No, I didn't get it.
Oh my god.
I feel like if I buy God of War right now, I would not open it until the end of the year.
Oh yeah, wow. Wow, you have a lot of courage, my friend. You are strong. You are a strong individual.
I mean, I have mobile games. Mobile games keep me busy because I'm always on the go.
True.
Right, but yeah, anytime I'm at home, my only Street Fighter 5 is usually on.
Yeah, and I mean, Evo's coming right up over the corner. You know, it's coming up in summer right now. And can you speak to what you are participating in for this year?
I entered like a couple games, but probably I only play Street Fighter.
Street Fighter.
Unless like somehow Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle becomes like the sickest game ever. Yeah. Then I'll try that out, but right now it's only Street Fighter.
Now, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is not going to be in the summer. What were your thoughts on that? Like, that was shocking.
I actually thought it was not going to make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
If I had to like guess on 7 games, like wishful thinking, I would have Marvel Infinite there. Yeah. But I thought there was a high chance they would not be in it. Yeah. Because Dragon Ball was like kind of like taking over
Yeah.
Marvel. So I was like, there's no way Marvel's gonna be in it.
Have you played Dragon Ball yet?
I do.
How do you like it?
I like watching the show.
Yeah.
But I think the gameplay, I'm not as a big fan as much as I used to be.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's very repetitive.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I just think playing like other games like Tekken or Street Fighter, they kind of spoiled me because they're not as repetitive compared to like really like fast-paced games.
Totally. Now, fighting game community has a lot of great after parties. Now, do you go to those, or you're just like, look, I need to focus. I'm here for this tournament. I need to train.
What after parties are you going to? I feel like the only good after parties are like at really big conventions. Like PAX, E3.
Yeah.
You know, but like I don't think fighting game events has good after party.
Totally.
Unless it's Evo, maybe.
Unless it's Evo, yeah.
But like if you go to like a regular like premier tournament or regional, I don't think there is an after party.
All right.
After parties are like just like you go into like the walk in the hotel halls and you like listen to the door to see if like anyone's pressing buttons. You're like, oh, okay, they're playing some games in there. Let's knock on the door.
Let's knock and play.
But yeah.
So out of the convention parties, what has been one of your favorites?
Just Twitch, man.
Yeah, Twitch.
Twitch. Like I went to TwitchCon, and they had their party on a boat.
What?
Yeah, they rented.
Jeez.
Last year's TwitchCon, they had it's literally they rented out the whole boat. So everyone just went on the boat to have a party.
Did you guys sing the boat song from SNL? Please tell me. No?
No.
I would have totally sang that song.
Yeah, it was just really big party. It was pretty crazy.
For those trying to get into the fighting game community or just starting out, do you have any like words of wisdom or what to help inspire them?
I would say, go to your locals, try to see if you enjoy like the vibe. So like if you're from New York, you go to Next Level Battle Circuit every Wednesday. They have like tournaments there. All the big players, the big names usually go to Next Level to support the scene, support like the community. So I would say go there and just see if you enjoy the vibe. They're pretty friendly.
Yeah.
If they get hyped, that's just them. So don't worry about that. But they're usually really friendly. And pretty awesome, I would say. So definitely check out your local community.
Are there any games that you would recommend people starting out to play first if they're new to it?
No, you just play whatever you want, man.
Play,
if you like playing Tekken, if you like playing Dragon Ball, Injustice, Street Fighter, just go for it. I mean, like, there's always gonna be a scene for that anyway. And we have online play now, so everyone can always get together somehow, even if you don't want to like meet with somebody in the community, or if you don't want to like go there in person, you can always just hop online and boom, there's a match waiting for you.
That's awesome. Now, what is, I guess, the most important offense or defense in terms of like blocking, attacking? What do you think is most important when in the fighting game world?
I would say now it's offense.
Yeah.
Because offensive play is more promoted in today's games because when you come down to it, you don't want to see a boring match.
Yeah.
Right.
No.
So, but I'm a big fan of defense. I like defense. So if a person that can pull off defense wins a match, I get really excited because it's like I understand how difficult it is to pull that off compared to running a really strong offense.
Yeah.
Because it's way easier to obtain these days compared to back in the day.
Yeah. Has any of your fans asked you to sign something for them, like a shirt, a picture?
Yeah, a shirt, joystick, picture.
Yeah.
Like can of Pringles.
Can of Pringles. Is that I was gonna say, what is the weirdest thing someone's asked you to sign? Can of Pringles?
Yes. So.
What flavor was it? Do you remember?
I think it was sour cream and onion.
Sour cream. That's hilarious. Now, in terms of being a part of this huge community, do you have anyone that you go to for support where you're like, you know what, I need to just refocus, this person is my rock?
No.
No?
No.
Just yourself? Just you?
Yeah.
Cool.
I usually just like, if I need to think about something, I usually just like, I'm telling you, just anime, man.
Just anime. Anime is your rock.
Anime saves lives, bro. They definitely, it definitely gets you hyped because when you watch some like epic scenes and stuff like that, it kind of makes you start thinking about it, right? It's in an anime form, expectations versus reality type of thing. Yeah. So that's kind of what I go through.
Cool. A big part of the competitive gaming is mental, I would say. How do you train to be in that mental game as well as the physical game with the sticks?
I guess because the way I was brought up, there was like not as much stress when competing.
Yeah.
So like I always thought that, like I just want to keep playing, right? It's because when I start playing, I never want to get up from the sticks. I literally just can play like maybe 100 games straight.
Dang, 100,
So
wow.
So when I'm playing in the tournaments, that's how I think. I'm just like, I just don't want to get up. I just want to keep on playing and playing and playing. So that's kind of the mindset I go through.
Yeah.
Like think of it as like, this is your last quarter.
Yeah.
Right? This is your last quarter. You're putting in the machine. If you lose, that's the end of your day.
Yeah.
So I kind of think of it like that.
That's awesome. Have you ever, I know you play primarily with sticks. Do you ever try controller, and what's the difference in your terms of what you think?
I know how to play on pad as well.
Yeah.
When I used to like work, I didn't want to bring my joystick to work because it's very loud. So I just learned how to play on pad while on my downtime. So I think playing on pad in today's games are more convenient compared to back in the day. So I would say right now playing pad is better. I would play on pad just because you don't have to bring a stick. TSA is pretty mean sometimes.
Yeah.
Like I just hate taking out my stick like at the airport.
Yeah.
Pad, you don't have to take
You
it
don't
out.
have to, yeah.
You're fine. Just put it in your pocket, bust it out.
During a tournament, have you ever had any crazy technical difficulty happen to you, like a stick not working or a screen going out?
I think the only time was when the tournament was playing the wrong version of the game.
The wrong version of the game?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
I don't know. It was NCR. I got really mad because I won.
Yeah.
And I had to replay the match. And then I was like,
Oh, man.
so then I still won the match, but it was closer, and,
Yeah.
I was really pissed off. So,
Oh, my gosh. Now, where do you see the fighting game community or esports in general going in the next 5 to 10 years?
it's hard to say because right now the fighting game community is just rising up in terms of getting like all these like events like E-League. You have like we're on like more on like TV shows now. Like every year, Evo they're like always on ESPN2 these days. So you get a lot of like opportunities when it comes to the fighting game community. So it's just kind of hard to gauge because when you think about the other esports games, they started out literally at the top. They don't know what the bottom feels like, right? So we started from the bottom and we're literally like rising up. So I feel like it's like just keep rising up in a steady pace, but I don't think we'll ever hit the top like other games.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. Do you have a specific gaming food that you like need to have while you play or while you compete?
No, I don't.
As long as it's not Hot Pockets,
I
good.
actually don't. I actually don't eat until the end of the day.
Really? You go the whole day without eating?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I get like the food coma.
Yeah.
Pretty easily.
Yeah.
So I don't want to like feel sluggish when I play. I want my reactions to always be on point.
Wow, that's insane. I'm going to open up a little bit to the audience. Does anybody have any questions? We have some stuff on chat too. While I'm looking through this, if anybody has any questions for Justin, we'll open up to the audience for a bit. Please comment on YouTube chat as well. Yeah? Question? Go for it.
So, since you joined EchoFox, have you ever met the other EchoFox members aside from the FGC?
Yeah, so there was a event. There was an event EchoFox did before Evo. It was called FoxCon, where they flew out everybody that's EchoFox related, even like the sponsors, like just to be at the EchoFox like HQ, to all meet up, to all meet each other, to all hang out. It was really cool. Like I never met like a lot of other teams, like the Gears team, the League of Legends team until that event. So that was pretty fun to like just like talk to them and see what their perspective of esports is.
Oh, cool. And what do you think of the neon jersey that the League of Legends EchoFox had?
Oh, when I saw that, I asked them like, can I get one?
The Miami one?
Yeah, that one looks so
That
good.
looks so
The
good.
ice hockey jerseys.
Yeah.
That one's really good. The one that recently came out was for the H1Z1 team. That one's really nice too.
Yeah.
It's like a super version of this hoodie, so I kind of want that hoodie. So yeah, I definitely like repping like my team's gear.
That's awesome. Yeah.
What's the best fighting game you ever played?
Question was, what is the best fighting game you have ever played?
I would say, I mean, I'm gonna be biased. I'm gonna just say Marvel's Capcom 2. That's like literally I started from like day zero to like the end of the lifespan.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
So what was Moment 37 like? at that very what was that, Evo?
2004.
2004. What was that like?
Question was what was the moment 37 like?
37.
Yeah, so pretty much I was 17 at the time, and then just like being there, and you know, it was like my first serious year playing Dirt Strike, because I wanted to go away from playing Marvel's Capcom 2 to playing Dirt Strike, because I was always called, oh, you're just a Marvel scrub. So I didn't want to be called a Marvel scrub anymore. So then, you know, playing against all Japanese players, because literally I was like the only American left. So I started playing Japanese players, like literally starting from top 16 all the way to top 4. And I thought I was on a really good roll. And then I played Daigo, and then I was like, oh, okay, Ken versus Chun-Li. I like this match. So now I'm doing good, and I'm like, okay, I'm about to get this round. So I just want to do this super. And then he started parrying, and you see like I'm mashing like this, and that's because like when you grow up in the arcade era, you know, like the person you're playing to is next to you. So if you do this, you'll like kind of like take them off their game, right? But Daigo was smart enough to put this little piece of wood and cardboard. He had this cardboard, and so he couldn't see what I was doing. So it was pretty funny.
That's awesome. I got a question. So we got someone in the back. Yeah.
Yeah, there's an article in Wall Street Journal about a professor at DePaul who recommended eSports be a regular high school activity, the way like debate or football. I'm just wondering what your opinion is on that.
So the question was a professor at DePaul saying that esports should be a taught course.
Well, it'd be a regular club activity, recognized as a budgeted club activity.
Gotcha. Recognized as a budgeted club activity. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh man, I wish I could live in that during that time.
Yeah.
Just because I always wanted to be part of like a gaming club, or just like that type of thing for school, but we just never had it. So seeing that now that this is an option for a lot of like people growing up, that they could become esports players, I definitely like highly recommend it, just because I really felt like when I was growing up, I was really like kind of dumb in school, but literally once I got really good in like fighting games, I became like an A student. It kind of like unlocked, like, I don't know, like it made, for some reason, it made me really think outside the box when it comes to like my studies after getting good in video games.
Oh, that's really cool. What would you say would be what motivates you to get up early in the morning, to play all these games, to train? What is your motivation?
I just wanted to be the best.
Be the best.
Like that's literally like why I used to wake up so early and play like nonstop growing up. Like I wanted to say that, oh, I was the best.
Yeah, well, you definitely are, in my personal opinion. So congratulations to that. Any other questions that we have in the audience? Yeah.
I was curious, what mobile games do you play?
Question was, what mobile games do you play?
Oh, I mean, Pokemon Go. That's the obvious, right? I also play right now Bleach Brave Souls. It's a really good, like if you know the anime Bleach, it's a really good game. It moves very well, like it's very like fluid. So I would say those are 2 games I play right now. But it's just hard because when you pick a mobile game, it's really hard to play multiple mobile games because they're really time consuming. So I don't want to pick up another one, even though I really want to.
Yeah, I just picked up Marvel Strike Force, and I'm just like, oh my god, it's like my whole life.
I actually don't like that game.
What? I love it. My whole life is like in it.
They like, it's all about, if they give me really bad characters the first couple rolls, I'm done. Like,
yeah, I can see that. I can see that. It's gotta boom. You gotta put your mind into it. You gotta focus on it. But you're already busy as it is, so I understand.
It was either, if they gave me Wolverine and Storm, I would have played it. But because there was no Wolverine Storm, or they didn't give me Wolverine Storm, I was like, nope, delete. Talking about getting stuff before stuff is released, have you gotten any like throughout your career, which I'm sure, have you gotten any like cool stuff for being, you know, a top tier FGC fighter? Yeah, I get a lot. I would say I get free stuff all the time. Yeah. ASUS gave me so much stuff here, for sure. I get like clothes a lot. I get a lot of like anime figurines, just because people know I really like to collect those stuff. So I get a lot of like Street Fighter like swag and everything. So I would say, yeah, I get a lot of cool stuff. Awesome. Have you ever been with a development team of a video game to help, you know, make a game or to ask for your opinion on how to make a fighting game? I would say not a fighting game, but I definitely worked with a mobile puzzle game. Yeah. Yeah, and they made me like into an octopus.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, talk about this.
It's a game called Ink Wars.
Yeah.
It's from New Zealand, and it's like a puzzle fighting game where you like blow up bubbles like, against other opponents. So they just made me as a character, and then I worked with them to like make like sound bites as my character and like my pattern. So it's kind of like a puzzle fighter, but just like a bust move at the same time.
That's awesome. So you're a playable octopus.
Yes, playable octopus.
That's awesome. Any more questions in the audience? No, we got one on chat though. What fighters would you like to see get more popular at tournaments?
It's hard because right now you have Street Fighter, you have Dragon Ball, and you have Tekken. No, I would say those three are like the most popular out of the three. So I'm gonna say I would want maybe I want to see BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle have a good chance, just because it's a new game coming out. Also Soul Calibur. Yeah, I want to see Soul Calibur have a good shot in the limelight.
And they could play as The Witcher, which is so awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about.
Oh, I love The Witcher. It's good. Yeah. Any other questions in the audience? Yeah.
What's your top 5 anime?
Question is, what is your top 5 anime?
Like of all time or just like
all time?
All time, man.
That's a hard one.
I know. I watch a lot. I would say Code Geass is really good. Damn, I don't know.
Is One Piece on that list at all?
No, definitely not.
All right, no.
One Piece too too many fillers.
Dragon Ball?
That's a good one, but I mean, I don't think so. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Fully Cooley?
Which one?
FLCL? No? Never watched it? All right.
What about Cowboy Bebop?
No, it was too old for me. I didn't really care for it. I would say Food Wars is up there. I like Food Wars a lot. That's 3.
What about My Hero Academia?
You know, it's getting good, but like I don't know. I just don't think it's that wow yet for me.
Full Metal?
Oh yeah,
Full Metal Alchemist?
Brotherhood.
Oh, Brotherhood. Okay, Brotherhood.
I like Death Note the first arc.
Death
I don't
Note,
like the second arc. Second arc was trash. And then I would say, I don't know if you guys know of Law of Wacky.
Law of Wacky. Oh,
Yeah.
I grew up watching.
Yeah, that one's good. So I would say that's my 5.
Nice. That's a good list. That's a good list.
Thank you.
Okay, weird question. Have any of your fans gotten a tattoo of you?
No.
Okay.
I don't know. I think that's kind of next level.
Next level. That's what you're aiming for?
Yeah, that's next level.
You heard it here, folks. Get a tattoo of Justin. You'll be the first.
That's super next level.
Would it be of like your face or your stick? What would you want? What would you like want a tattoo of on someone if someone had asked you?
Maybe the name would be fine enough.
Just a name like Justin Wong?
Just like Jay Wong.
Jay Wong?
Yeah, just
that'd
short.
be cool.
That's not bad. That's not too much.
No, not too much.
Yeah. I actually asked my friend to like, it was just a joke. I was like, I'll give you like 10 grand if you just like tattoo my name on your ass.
10,000?
Yeah. He almost did it.
I might do that. Is it still on the table?
No. I actually didn't think he was gonna call my bluff. So.
That would have been so funny. I feel like, yeah, I mean, 10,000 is a good amount of money because you could just like dye it out, right?
How can you dye it out?
You could. So now you can remove tattoos.
Oh no, you can't remove it, bro. I would have told you you would have to have it there for life. I would ask you like at least once a year. Like you have to make. I need to see proof. Like physical.
Do you still have
proof.
it? Do you still have it? Our text thread would just be my butt. Another question? Yeah.
Yes. Seeing that the FGC is known for beefs, well, not really. Like, has anyone had beef with you, or have you had beef with someone?
Have you had any beef in terms of people in the fighting game community?
I think everyone has beef with just everybody. Like there are so many times where like I just won't like somebody or they won't like somebody back just because it's just different values. So I just think there's that one person that you don't want to avoid. You want to avoid at tournaments at all costs.
Mm-hmm. Well, are you still good friends with K Brad even though he's not in your team?
Oh yeah, me and K Brad are really good friends. We just make videos against each other. That's all it comes down to.
Have you ever had a beef with somebody and then they became a teammate?
Oh.
No, I never had a beef with somebody and became a teammate. I would say, yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, never actually.
Nice.
Got one.
Yeah, in the back.
So in terms of global communities, how is the Korean and Chinese esports community is much more competitive than, say, North America or Europe?
Are the Korean and Chinese esports communities bigger than the ones in North
Well,
America?
not just bigger,
Or
but also harder.
harder, more competitive than the ones in America?
I would say when it comes to like competitive games, Asia definitely is like better than North America. But I think what America has to bring to offer is that we have like really much more bigger personalities where it's able to like communicate with people, because they really kind of all they care about is just perfecting their craft. While I think in America, the thing now is to more for entertainment purposes.
Which is why Twitch has exploded, right? I mean, in North America, we have guys like Dr. Disrespect. We've got guys, all these different personalities like Ninja and these guys who are just crushing it, and they aren't esports. They're just entertainment, right? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, not that Asia doesn't have that, but it's the consumption that we have here in North America is almost ridiculous.
Yeah.
Going alongside that, do you think now that Overwatch has a huge esports league, do you think Street Fighter could have that?
Yeah, I mean, Street Fighter, we have the Capcom Pro Tour. Mm-hmm. There's also E-League that's doing another year of Street Fighter. So, I mean, there's definitely those opportunities there. But, I mean, having like a Overwatch league, I'm like, I don't know too much about the Overwatch league. I just know it's like, there's like drafting.
Yeah,
like,
different cities, different drafting. Yeah.
I think that's cool.
Yeah.
I would like to see that for Street Fighter for sure.
Which city would you want to be a part of?
Oh man, that's kind of hard. That's putting me on the spot.
Yeah.
Right
Where's your allegiance?
Where's your allegiance to? Better be New York.
Is there like a wild card team?
Austin, Texas?
No.
Canada, Switzerland.
I can't play for Las Vegas. I just moved to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool to see Street Fighter City League.
Because I know they do that for something similar. It's in Europe. It's called the Gfinity series. Mm. So I think seeing that format is just really, really exciting to watch.
Yeah. We got another question on chat. How do you get yourself hyped for a tournament?
I listen to a lot of music. So the most recent one is if you guys watch anime called Haikyuu, I think the OST is really, really, it pumps you up. So I listen to that a lot.
Cool. We have another one on chat. What fighting game do you play to chill out or relax that isn't part of your normal rotation?
I mean, the only thing I play now is Street Fighter 5, but if I did play something to just relax and chill, it would probably be really old school games like Mario vs. Capcom 2, Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, CVS 2. So anything that's if you play on online called Fightcade, they have all these really classic arcade fighting games. I would play that. So I would play that online, and I would say that's really fun for me.
When you're training for a match, do you think it's better to be good at all, a majority of characters in the roster, or do you want to be good at only maybe 2 or 3?
I would say now you want to be good with 2 or 3. So if let's say if your character has a bad matchup with this character, you should pick up another character that can fight that character, and so it covers kind of all your bases.
Yeah.
But I mean, for me, I would say that I usually get bored pretty often playing the same character over and over. So I like to learn all the characters just to play them online just for funsies.
Yeah. Who are your 2 or 3 to go toward?
Right now, I'd say it's just Karen and Manat as my main 2.
Karen and Manat. Nice. Awesome. Does anybody have any more questions in the audience? Yeah.
So you like to travel a lot. So what are the best places that you have been to?
Question is, you like to travel a lot. Where are the best places you've been to?
The number one place is Tokyo, Japan. It's the best. They have food. You could go to the arcades and play the games there. It's pretty much another 24-hour city. And I mean, you could buy really cheap anime stuff compared to you go to an anime convention here, and it's triple the price probably.
Speaking of traveling, what noticeable differences have you seen between the fighting game competitive communities in different countries?
What I really liked about Tokyo, Japan is that there's a lot of venues where you can play Street Fighter, but the only problem is you would have to pay a $30 fee to play all day.
Oh.
And everyone does it there.
Yeah.
And that's what I really like.
Yeah.
Because they're really serious on becoming the best. While if in America, if you offer that same deal, people would really get mad at you, saying that, oh, it's a ripoff. But in Japan, they don't say that. They're just like, oh, $30 to play high level competition. I'm in there.
Yeah.
But here it's different.
Does the money go to a pool, or is just you pay
it's to the
to
venue.
play?
It's to the
venue.
It's to the venue, so they can keep the venue open.
Gotcha.
Right. So the players really care about having a place to play.
Yeah.
And I think over here, it's different.
Yeah.
People like to stay home.
Yeah.
They don't want to spend money to go out to play.
That's interesting. Yeah. Cool. Any more questions? Awesome. I think we got one more in chat. When watching a tournament you aren't going to be participating in, what do you look out for?
I usually watch like the top 8. Like if I'm not at a tournament, I'll watch like the top 8. Usually I don't like to watch the pool play.
Mm-hmm.
So when I watch the top 8, I'm like, okay, like I'm just watching to see how they're winning, why they get hit there. You know, it's kind of like how spectators watch a regular match. They just want to enjoy watching a Street Fighter match, and I like watching. Like I'm a big fan of just watching tournaments in general. Like I'll watch like every weekly like NLBC Wednesday Night Fights, and then every weekend there's like a tournament somewhere around the world that's playing like a Street Fighter or Tekken or Guilty Gear or Dragon Ball, and I'll just watch that too. Like I just think it's just watching tournaments is more exciting than modern TV.
Now that you can like go on YouTube and watch fighters play and kind of like see their technique, back in the day you couldn't do that. You had to like, were you just like standing watching the arcade system they played on to see how they fight, or what's the difference in that?
Well, back in the day, there was like DVDs you can buy, and you could buy like tournament footage. So I would say that's what I was usually watching if I wasn't at the arcades. But yeah, like if you had to play a match, like and you know he's a good player, but you don't have any footage of him, you can only watch when you're at the event.
Whoa.
To like see, okay, you have one game to study off of him before you play him. So here you go.
What do you look out for when you're watching these players play?
How they attack, how they defend. I'll say that's the first 2 things I look for.
Yeah. Interesting. Do you also watch, if you can, if you're nearby, their hand movement or their combos they use?
No, I don't think that really matters. But I mean, if you see that the person, let's say they do a combo and they drop it pretty often, then you could like factor that in, that there's a chance that he might drop like a game-winning combo in that situation.
Oh. We have another one in chat. What is your favorite version of Street Fighter?
Favorite version of Street Fighter?
There's 4, there's 5, there's Street Fighter versus Tekken.
Oh, I mean, if you count Street Fighter Cross Tekken, I think I like Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
Yeah.
Even though it's like a very slow-paced, boring game, I mean, that's kind of what I grew up on. So, like, I know a lot of people might not like that game, but I was a very big fan of Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah.
Have you ever felt like you plateaued? And if so, how have you overcome that?
Have you ever feel like you've plateaued, and how have you overcome that if you felt that?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of times where players will always feel like you're at this limit, but I mean, I feel like if you're playing in a tournament and you lose, I think there's always room for progress. So even if you plateau, you have to like see, okay, I lost here. This is why I'm losing. You want to find what are those little small habits that they know, but you don't realize yet. So you need to find out why like that's happening. So I'd say that's the only way to overcome is to find your little small habits that are bad and try to like get them out of your system.
So essentially studying like your replays and your footage?
Yeah, even a lot of times no one likes to study their own matches because it's like, damn, I'm such a scrub, why do that here? So, but I mean, it's definitely necessary.
We had another question? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I'm about to get personal though. I'm gonna give you 3 questions. 1, out of all the King of Fighters games, which is your favorite and why? 2, favorite ice cream, and what's your greatest fear?
Okay, so we'll start with the first one. What was it?
Out of all the King of Fighter games, which is your favorite and why?
Out of all the King of Fighter games, which is your favorite and why?
My favorite King of Fighters is 98, the original 98, just because I grew up playing in the Chinatown Fair, and everyone loved playing 98, and I really felt like that was the most balanced version, and like compared to like today's King of Fighters where it's literally one-touch kills everywhere. But in King of Fighters 98, there was so much more of like neutral. You get to like at least 3 turns per character, and I think every character was also viable in that game as well too. So that's what made 98 so special to me.
Next question was, what is your favorite ice cream?
Oh, strawberry.
Strawberry?
Strawberry is
Strawberry or just strawberry?
Just regular strawberry is the best ice cream flavor of all time.
And what was the third one?
What's your greatest fear?
What is your greatest fear?
I'm actually very scared of heights. Like I'm petrified, so I fly everywhere. So like I am scared every time I'm on a plane, just because there's so many movies, you know, of like, you know what I mean? Like it's just bad. Like,
Oh man.
No, I mean, I just wanted to know your weakness. Just talk about that.
Wait, he's a human being?
Next reality show. It's
oh,
all about
all
oh
about
man,
heights.
I'm so scared. Like even roller coasters, I'm just like I don't want to go on a roller coaster.
Oh man. We got another question on chat. Talking about watching Street Fighter on YouTube, do you feel like you approach a match differently versus Daigo or an experienced player versus someone who's unknown like a dark horse?
So anytime like if pools are out, like I will always like Google or YouTube their gamer name just to see if like any like replays pop up, and once I like watch the match, then I can understand like where their skill level is at, and that's where I can take advantage of like, okay, this is how I should approach this match, this is how I should approach this person. So yeah, I would say it's definitely very different. Like the only hard part is if they are a dark horse, it's really hard to like gauge their skill level until you're actually playing them like on the spot. So I mean, those dark horses do happen. It's common, especially in Street Fighter V. So you should never sleep on anyone in this game because it's very dangerous.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, we have two more. Yeah.
Another one. So what's the big deal with frame data, like minus 16 on block, plus 25 on block? So why is it that when it comes to fighting games, you have these terminologies or you have numbers?
So the question is, in fighting games, the terminology that you have is minus 24 for frame rates and stuff like that. Why is that?
Oh man, trust me, I don't like studying frame data at all. I hate it. It's annoying, but you have to know it. It's something now where it's all about you want to be in an advantageous situation. So if you are in such an advantage, like if you know your frame data, you can always, like there's no wrong. Like if you know your frame data, you will always know like, okay, in this situation, I am right, I am true, so they cannot interrupt me. If they interrupt me, then they lose X amount of life, X amount of damage and everything. But if you're wrong, then that's where you actually start losing, and that's where you actually get hit, and that's because you didn't study your frame data. So you have to know it. It's I don't like it, but we have apps for it now, so it makes it easier that way, studying it on the plane or just like on the go, like. But it's definitely important for you to learn to compare it to back in the day.
Anyone right here?
So what do you think is more important, the character matchup or the player matchup?
What do you think is more important, the character matchup or the player matchup?
I think in Street Fighter V, the player matchup is more important.
Why is that?
Just because the game is, I would say, more just simple, and there's not that many like tools, and everyone could just learn the character, but you want to know why you stand out with that character. Like, why is like this person's Cammy better than this other person's Cammy, right? So when you see like, okay, how do they defend? What's like to go offense? Like how many times do they usually take the grab, or do they kind of like try to take the grab? It really depends on those situations that determines like the player matchup, because you could play the matchup to like the character matchup to like the T, but I feel like the openings would not be as big unless you know the player matchups.
We have a question in the back? Yeah.
Yeah, which game do you think on single player mode has the best AI?
Which game in single player mode has the best AI?
I would say maybe King of Fighters or Street Fighter 2 Super Turbo. I would say those, like the King of Fighter bosses are pretty hard and they're pretty cheap. But Street Fighter 2, like the whole, I think, arcade mode at max difficulty, it's not that easy.
We have another question in chat. How do you cope with losing?
How do you cope with losing?
You don't lose.
No, I mean, you just kind of like have to like really go back and really sit down and watch your losses and kind of study from your losses. That's like the hardest thing. So, but I mean, if you think about it, when it comes to a fighting game, I think the joy of just getting better is always a really good feeling. So watching your losses to get better, I think it evens out in the end.
Do you have like a celebratory thing that you do after winning a tournament? Like, this is my like celebration right here?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I think at this point, I just kind of go back and go to sleep.
Yeah, I'm gonna sleep.
And then hop on the plane to go back home to get ready for the next event the week after.
Oh my gosh.
It's very stressful.
Yeah.
Like, just because you're literally traveling week to week. So you kind of become like a zombie eventually.
Is there any downtime in a year? Like, let's say January, December. Do you have any downtime at all?
Yeah, after Capcom Cup, usually it's like the beginning of December. So from the beginning of December to like March would be like your 4-month like downtime.
Nice. Do you like to travel in those times? Do you just focus on the games again? What do you do in those 4 months?
Yeah, so the last 2 years we made it like a thing to like, after Capcom Cup we would just travel somewhere for like 2 weeks. So the first 2 years ago we went to like Thailand and Vietnam.
Nice.
And then last year we went to Hong Kong.
Yeah.
So we haven't decided what we're gonna do at the end of this year.
That's awesome. Any more questions in the audience? Cool. Yeah, right in the back. This will be the last one I got.
Hi. Which version of Street Fighter is the easiest to play?
Which version of Street Fighter is the easiest to play?
That's hard. I guess I would say Street Fighter 5 is the easiest to play right now. If you want to get into like the community and play with people, and I would say like just like go online and like get good. I would say Street Fighter 5 is the easiest.
Awesome. Cool. Well, thank you guys so much for joining in on the Q&A. We're going to continue throughout the day so you can play with him one-on-one in the game. So we're excited for that. Any last words to say to chat before we close it?
Oh, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for coming out to play Street Fighter with me. Make sure you guys watch a lot of anime. Thank you to Adorama for having this. Thank you for ASUS for having this here for you guys to enjoy and play some Street Fighter.
Awesome. Any last words for you? You good?
No, we're
cool.
good.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Cool.